So, a lot of drama has been circulating around GameFreak recently. Their poor attempt at high-quality animations in Sword and Shield is honestly just laughable. A YouTuber known as Distant Kingdom has multiple videos on their channel relating to GameFreak and their utter laziness. He had honestly opened my eyes, so I recommend you all to watch his videos. An argument people make as to the reason why GameFreak isn't making better animations is because they don't want to slow down their battles, which I say is a complete lie. The speed at which the HP bar goes down has slowed down drastically between Generation 6 and 7. And I think they made it even slower in Gen 8, but I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. A lot of Pokemon have their signature moves, which have their own custom animation, so why can't they have kicks? Sword and Shield has been out for around a year now, and the DLC released like about a month ago. That DLC added a small but beloved feature where any Pokemon can follow you around the Isle of Armor. And might I add, all these Pokemon already had pre-existing walking and running animations in past generations, and they were never used. Game Freak is creating animations for features that aren't even in the game yet, but yet they still can't animate a kick. Yeah, okay. Since these walking animations already existed, they're basically repackaging cut content for no reason whatsoever. And what's even worse is that it doesn't even work outside of the Isle of Armor. If it didn't work outside of either wild area, okay, fair enough I guess. Let's Go is able to do it, but I'll let it slide. But really? The Galar Wild Area is exactly the same. The layout's just different. So why not add something so simple that would make many people happy? Cutting a bunch of Pokemon was a bold move on Game Freak's part, but their reason is ridiculous. They claim it was to create higher quality models for Pokemon, which was a complete lie once again. Game Freak has been future-proofing their models because they aren't idiots. And honestly, Game Freak cutting Pokemon is something that Activision would do. The difference here is that people are defending Game Freak for these shady business practices. I'm not mad that they cut them. If they honestly thought it would make the game better, fine, let them do it. What I'm mad about is that not only did they lie to our faces, they spit on it by selling it back to us. Like, what? Yes, we wanted it back, Game Freak, but that doesn't mean you should put a price tag on something that should already be in the game. And what exactly has Game Freak been doing with their online features these past few years? In Generation 4, you had to go to the Pokemon Center to connect to the internet. Fair enough, it was new technology, and it was their first time attempting it. Okay, Generation 5 is pretty much the same thing. Generation 6 absolutely nailed it, with the player search system, also known as the PSS. This glorious device allowed us to see our friends, what people we were acquainted with, and random people also connects to the PSS, known as passerbyers. What's so great about it is that you could select who you want to trade or battle with, and it would send them a request, and they could accept or decline. No need for any codes whatsoever. Game Freak was also being ambitious by letting us voice chat with your friends. No need for an app. I understand why they removed it though. Could potentially be dangerous. Oh wait, they didn't remove it. They just implemented it into their app. Or should I say Nintendo's app? But that's still besides the point. And it's on your phone. Something already capable of communicating. Everything was so easy to navigate on the PSS. It's simply perfect. In Generation 7, they tried to be a little innovative with the Festival Plaza, but it fell flat on its face. That's okay, surely they'll fix it next generation, right? Wrong. Not only did they not fix it, they honestly just made it worse than the first iteration of it on the DS. First of all, stamps don't even load in properly, and by the time I click one, it's too late. Second, like 70% of the stamps don't matter to me whatsoever. Why would I care that some stranger is battling someone else? Why do I care if you're swapping cards? Why would I want to see a raid from a complete stranger who put a code on it? What do they want me to do? Try and guess the code? Wonder trades were renamed as surprise trades, which is weird, but whatever. Let me just go to the GTS, something that's been here and free since Generation 4. Oh my god, where is it? Oh, that's right. It's in their mobile app for literally no reason. Remember Pokemon Bank? That overpriced storage system for your Pokemon? Yeah, $5 for a year for literal kilobytes of data being stored. It may not sound that bad, but let me explain. A Pokemon is around 500 bytes of storage. That may sound like a lot, but that's less than a kilobyte. There's 3,000 slots of Pokemon storage. That's 1.5 megabytes of storage for $5 a year. Google gives us 15 gigabytes of storage for free, so I don't see why Game Freak, owner of one of the highest grossing series, couldn't spare a few gigabytes. Oh wait, they're greedy. Well, at least Pokemon Bank didn't remove features from the mainline game, unlike someone over here. The GTS is now only accessible on Pokemon Home. Being able to deposit multiple Pokemon in the GTS and depositing 10 Pokemon to surprise trade is locked behind a paywall, which fair enough, I guess. They also, for some reason, lock viewing IVs behind a paywall, even though it's free in the actual game. So, why? Just another thing I want to point out. The box sprites look beautiful here. If they're shiny, they display as one. So why can't Sword and Shield do that? This is on a mobile app. Surely it's possible on Switch. Oh wait, it is. It's on the Switch version of Pokemon Home. So why isn't it in Sword and Shield? I don't know. Don't ask me. You may be saying, oh, well, I'll just download the Switch version of Home, but it's literally just a worse version of it. The GTS isn't there, 10 Pokemon Surprise Trades aren't there. Why? I don't know. Game Freak decided to make an event where we fight a bunch of Zeraoras, which aren't shiny lots, and if we reach a certain amount, we get a shiny one. How nice of them. I actually really like this, I just think the way you receive it is very dumb. Instead of just making a mystery gift and not making it a hassle to obtain, they forced us to download their app, connect our Nintendo Network ID, if you remember it, and then you can redeem your shiny Zeraora through a code. My one question is why? Why was this a mystery gift? Why must it be shackled to app? There's no reason other than them trying to promote their dumb app. People say, oh, it's a company, of course they want your money. And yes, that's true, but they don't have to make bad choices to make money. They would have gotten so much more money if they just upped their quality in their games. But it doesn't matter, because no matter what, people are going to buy their Pokemon. Almost all of Nintendo's series radiate love and attention to every detail, such as Mario and Zelda, but Game Freak has lost that charm. However, they weren't always like this. I'd say Black and White was the peak of Pokemon. Not to say that other games are bad, except Sword and Shield. That's just when it seemed like Game Freak honestly cared the most. They created an entirely new region with all new Pokemon, with one of the best stories in the mainline game. They even added challenge mode if the game was too easy, and an easy mode after you beat the game. You would think after you beat the game, you would want it to be harder, but okay. They even got sequels. The anime may not be one of the greatest, but it's just one casualty of this generation. Generation 5 got a lot of hate back then. I never understood why, but at least now most people understand how great it was. Pokemon Sword and Shield's story was incredibly lackluster. The few notable things that happened that I can think of off the top of my head is Bede gets disowned, Hop sucks, Chairman Rose is impatient, heroes are actually dogs, and that's literally it. Oh, and Team Yell, they didn't even do anything notable. They're just a bunch of fanboys and girls. Sun and Moon's story was pretty great, and to go from that to this is disappointing. A Pokemon game doesn't need to have a crazy story surrounding on the world ending, but I just want a little bit more effort, you know? You could say that creating animations for every Pokemon is difficult, even though they made walking and running animations that weren't even used, but a small Chinese company was able to animate them for their, off-brand game. Not all of them, obviously, but they look so good. Game Freak could easily hire more people to work on them. They said that they wouldn't, though, and the reason being is that they want every Pokemon being portrayed as it should be. And yeah, T-posing Wingull over here is portrayed perfectly. Sword and Shield is honestly just a big mess, and honestly, I do hope Game Freak was just lowballing it so then it makes their new games look better. I just really don't want this to be the new standard for Pokemon games. At least the anime is pretty good though. Ash and Go are actually competent, unlike Game Freak. Oh yeah, something my friend pointed out to me and I haven't seen anywhere else. The Pokemon in the Wild Area don't have any expressions whatsoever. So yeah, that kind of breaks the immersion. Even more than the suddenly disappearing and reappearing Pokemon. What's up with that? The entire Wild Area just looks off. The infamous trees still look horrible even after the updates. Hackers have already made the game look so much better with these new textures, so why can't Game Freak do that? New Pokemon Snap shows how great Pokemon graphics can be. You could make the argument, oh, it's a camera game. It's supposed to look good. And to that I say, it doesn't matter what genre your game is, it's the vision you have for it. They did this on purpose. In this generation, there's raid battles. They're cool, I guess, but if you have no internet, it's basically impossible. The game constantly tries to pair you up with an NPC that is weak to the Pokemon you're fighting. They're literally just obstacles, and I wish there was more notable trainers that would show up instead of random Arthur and his Salazzle. But we do have Clara and Avery, who show up from time to time. It would have been so much better if they just let Hop or Marnie or even Bee. Honestly, I wouldn't care that they sucked. I'm just happy to have them around. You would think that since Pokemon Let's Go was able to display multiple Pokemon in the overworld, Sword and Shield would be able to do that, but nope. Side note, the partner Pikachu and Eevee being more detailed is how Game Freak should be making higher quality models. Not claiming they are, and just porting them. I understand if a render distance was needed, that's very common in games. Except maybe Yandere Simulator? But why does it have to be so short? There's been so many times where I'd be riding a little bit too fast and I crash into a Steelix or something. In every new Pokemon game, there has been a new wave shiny hunting, such as SOS chaining or horde battles, but in Sword and Shield, they just have a battle counter, which boosts your shiny odds. but I heard it's broken and doesn't work, so yeah. I mean, it just kind of sounds like random shinies, but with extra steps. I don't want to seem like a negative Nancy here. Not everything in Sword and Shield was completely bad. Like, the music was pretty good. The gym theme, Cuddle theme, and Marnie's theme were bops. And if Game Freak could get their act together, Pokemon would be heading to a bright future. Too bad it won't probably happen. As a wise man once said, don't settle for less, fight for more. Thanks for watching.